Welcome this giftful day. Here is my gift to you, the key to ideal apprenticeship in the journey of mastery. We began the series on ideal apprenticeship with the story of the legend Charles Darwin, and I also happen to share few of my experiences when I started with my apprenticeship phase. But moving ahead, here are certain principles of ideal apprenticeship in the journey of mastery. The first principle of apprenticeship is to define the goal of apprenticeship. The goal of apprenticeship is not money, not a good position, nor a title or a diploma. The goal of apprenticeship is transformation of mind and character. Hence, the phase of apprenticeship is considered very important because it is a process which is noticed as the first transformation in the way to mastery. What happens when you enter a career? You are naive and you do not know anything about the world which you're going to enter in. Your mind is filled with a lot of dreams and fantasies about the world, and your knowledge is completely based on so many misconceptions and assumptions about this new world which you're going to enter. But what happens is, it is also you are completely working from a subjective knowledge about the world. That means to say, it is based on emotions, certain emotions, your insecurities, the belief system, and different ideologies and value systems. But once you enter this world, you are completely a new person into the world, and you do not know anything about the world. Slowly, what happens in the process of apprenticeship, you start realizing you start observing everything about this new world, and slowly you will start to develop and ground into the reality. You will start handling the world very objectively. What do you mean by objectively handling the world outside? It means that you will start developing skills and knowledge which makes most of the people successful. So you start equipping yourself and empowering yourself with skills and knowledge which successful people do, what successful people follow. Such principles you start adapting. And then you also develop how to work with others. The knack of handling people and the knack of handling criticism is something we learn in the apprenticeship phase. We also learn how to overcome our weaknesses, and this is a phase which makes us, if you're a person who's so much scattered and you do not know, you're so inefficient in the beginning, finally this apprenticeship phase transforms into a person who is more disciplined and focused, and it also creates a mind which can handle complexities. So in the end of apprenticeship, finally you will be able to master the entire skill and also be a master in your particular subject, while you will also be able to overcome your weakness. So overcoming your weakness is something which happens in the apprenticeship phase. So the key aspects of apprenticeship phase is the transformation of your character and mind. You will be a person who is going to be completely transformed from operating in a subjective way and you'll start operating the world in an objective way. So you come to the reality, so you become more prudent. And the very important thing is, you will be a person whose mind becomes so well synchronized to handle the realities and complexities of life. So this is the first principle of apprenticeship. The second principle of apprenticeship phase is to choose a place of work or position which is going to create great possibilities of learning. Remember that practical knowledge is going to be the ultimate commodity which is going to pay you great dividends for decades to come, compared to the meager hike in pay when you join a lucrative job. It's going to be relatively very meager compared to the kind of exposure you get, the kind of learning possibilities that happens in a workplace, which is going to give you a lot of challenging options, and it is going to definitely toughen you because the learning opportunities are innumerable. And it is also going to create a platform of learning so that you will be able to master your skills, and because you will be practically doing a lot of work. So the second principle of apprenticeship phase is to choose a place or position that is going to give you maximum exposure and learning possibilities. The third principle of apprenticeship phase is to move towards challenges that will toughen and improve you, and will also provide you objective feedback on your performance and progress. That means to say, you're not going to choose an apprenticeship that is going to be very easy and comfortable. To make it simple, you're going to follow the footsteps of Charles Darwin. Like Darwin, you will be on your own in a voyage that is going to craft your future. It is going to be a time of youthful adventure. We're going to explore the world with open mind and spirit. The more you're going to expose yourself, the more you'll be able to handle future and progressive challenges in life. And moreover, it is very important because this training platform will always be there, so deeply engraved in your mind that whenever you want to shift your career or whenever you want to learn a new skill, this experience will always help you and give you a booster performance later, because it's going to provide you a launching pad for your further learning or career launch in the future. And it's very important that Charles Darwin did not play safe when he was collecting all these specimens. He proactively put himself into the field. He proactively go and explore the terrains. Because he did not play safe, he became a legendary scientist. Otherwise, he would also have been another collector. So what marked the difference between a legendary scientist and a collector was that Charles Darwin was ready to and courageously ready to face the challenges of life. He always ensured that he pushed himself from his comfort zone, and he would proactively explore the terrains. And moreover, he would always measure his progress or success based on how dangerous or difficult the task was. So he would openly embrace the opportunities of great danger and difficulty. Even though it seemed difficult, he would go and put himself completely to accomplish the task. That made the difference of being a legendary scientist instead of being a normal collector. And one more important thing is, do not look at the apprenticeship phase as another induction into the work world, because it is much more important than that. It is going to mark the transformation. It is going to completely transform you and build you into a person. It is going to sculpt your life, because it is going to provide the ideal training grounds to face the harsh challenges of life. And once you start facing new challenges, life presents you with equal amount of rewards depending on the challenge. The tougher the challenge, the higher the rewards. So this is how the apprenticeship phase trains you to deal with the reality of the world, and it is also going to transform you into a completely different person who is going to be a master in the future. So it's very important to look at this apprenticeship phase to toughen you with the spirit of adventure and with open mind, rather than looking at it as something very boring induction into the work world. So the apprenticeship phase is very important, and here are a few principles which are going to empower you in handling this phase of apprenticeship on your way to mastery. Wishing you all the best and a great apprenticeship training process in whichever line you are, and make the most of it. Thank you so much. All the best.